Hello, today we're going to talk about self-esteem. Stay tuned because this is a very sensitive topic, yet very important to many of us. So, let's get started. Many people don't understand why I struggle with self-esteem. In many people's eyes, there's no reason for me to be insecure about myself. But somehow, no matter how many times people tell me that I look beautiful, no matter how many times people tell me that I'm in such a good position compared to a lot of other people out there, I couldn't see it because I just didn't believe them deep down. Why didn't I believe them? Because my judgment of my self-image was clouded by various limiting self-beliefs I had at the time. I just didn't believe them in my mind because how can I believe or see myself in the light when I kept attacking myself and putting myself down in my mind? It wasn't possible. I didn't want to put myself down, but I felt I had to because of the environment and culture I was in when I was a child. The lack of positive validation from my mom and the lack of emotional consistency from both of my parents. Somehow I thought I had to be punished for being good. I couldn't be good because I had to be humble. I shouldn't shine too much because that's considered arrogant in my culture. And also this can attract jealousy. So I was always taught to play myself down and being super harsh on myself. Because even when I achieved little things in my life, people were not encouraging. They would just point to another person that's better than me on this subject or got better grades and tell me, what about this? Compared to this person, you're not that good, so you should be more humble. That was the culture I grew up with. So I grew up in a very competitive Asian culture where we're not encouraged for achieving little things in our life. We were kind of always being pushed to be better and better. And there's no end to it because, of course, there's no end to improving. You can be the best and then you can find out that next day there's another person better than you. So you can never get there unless you are already at the top of your social circle. Plus, my mom was not always emotionally available for me when I was young, so I also felt like I was never good enough for my mom as a child, which also impacted my self-esteem growing up. And I'm just trying to explain to you in a logical way why I was the way I was when I was young. I'm older now and I understand that there is no perfect people, no perfect parent. And I love my parents. I have absolutely no resent towards them whatsoever because I understand that they also have their issues to deal with. Everybody has their own trauma which only they are responsible for dealing with. So I'm also taking responsibility to deal with my own right now. So I just want to be clear that I'm not complaining about my past, what happened in my past and my parents. This is the me who has owned and accepted whatever that has happened in the past and am currently on a journey to healing because I don't want to pass that down as a generational curse. I want to resolve it as least as much as I can in my lifetime. I think what I just explained really makes sense in terms of why I ended up having self-esteem issue for the majority of my life, and I really think that it would be beneficial for anybody who struggles with low self-esteem or any type of trauma to have more awareness and better understanding of why and how this particular trauma was formed from the roots. This really has a liberating effect on me. So one thing I would encourage before I review the 2 powerful tools as the title of this video suggests, which I would share in a minute, is to explore yourself with either a knowledgeable coach or a counselor or whoever you think is appropriate. 2, have a better understanding, more awareness of the whole story, of the overall picture, which is going to be the first step towards healing. Basically, what I say is you've already done half of the work if you have an understanding of the roots of a particular trauma. What I learned through my journey is that self-esteem is a very fragile and delicate element in my life. And maybe for a lot of women, and also maybe for a lot of men, it's the same case. I wish that my self-esteem is strong and stable. I mean, that is my goal. I want to make my self-esteem as strong and stable as I can. But in reality, it is not so easy, so self-esteem is still quite a sensitive and fragile element of mine. So let's talk about 2 of the most effective yet simple tools that I use to raise my self-esteem when I'm feeling a little bit weak in that department. The first tool is called time traveling. It's really fun because you get to travel from the past, present to future. So what I want you to do for this tool, this technique, is to imagine your younger self in the past, any age appropriate, your current self, which is how you are now, your present moment, and your future self, which will be yourself in the future. I want you to imagine all 3 of them in the same space. Could be a room, could be any space you can imagine, in the same space. And I want you to ask this question: what would you, your current self, say to your younger self when she was struggling with negative self-image? And I want you to also ask the question: what would your future self then say to your current self who is struggling with negative self-image or low self-esteem? Usually what you say to your younger self should coordinate with what your future self may say to your current self. So yeah, this really works. It really works to help me to change the frame of reference and pull myself out from spiraling down the negative self-talk path. If you're not very good with imagination, you can also write a letter to your younger self and then read it out as if the future self is saying that to your current self. The second tool, which is really powerful but very simple, is to affirm to yourself with positive language, but more importantly, attach to yourself to a firm and stable identity. I don't call this positive affirmation because I don't think this is the same as what people think positive affirmation is. It is not going to work if you just repeat 1,000 times. I'm pretty, I'm great, I love myself. You know, I've tried it many times in the past and I don't think it works in the long run, at least not for me. However, when I affirm myself with this strong and firm identity attachment, which for me would be something on the line of, I'm a child of God. I'm deeply loved by God because I'm a Christian. Now, this is like magic. God for me is firm foundation. It is everlasting and is the most powerful above any human being on this planet. So for me, this really grounds me and helps me to detach my worth from anything other than my worth to God. If you struggle with doing this alone, I did make a guided meditation video previously just for this, which I will link in the description box down below. Now, if you're not Christian, you are not going to die if you listen to the video I made. It's not going to get you high, not going to get you hypnotized or put you into a trance mode, anything like that. So why not give it a try? You have nothing to lose. But basically, you want to attach to a really strong and firm backbone support when you are feeling weak. You will be surprised at how much self-esteem you can claim back when you stop basing your worth on your perception of other people's judgment on you. where you are in the society, and any physical outcome in the world that is out of your control. So my little mochi, I hope you find this video helpful, and if you have tried any of these tools out, I would love to know what you think. So do comment down below if you find them helpful. Before I leave, I just wanted to share that I'm offering 40 hours of coaching for free, first come first serve. So if that's something you're interested in, what you need to do is very simple. Just go to my website, link down below, go to the contact page and drop me a line or two stating that you want the free coaching offer and why you want coaching, what's your goal, and what you know, just a line or two stating the reasons and what you want to get out from it, and I shall be in touch. As always, thank you so much for watching to the end of this video, and I wish you a very happy Christmas.